Hello again. In today's lesson, we are going to discuss logical operators. So logical operators are used to combine or modify conditions in if and else if and other decision-making structure. So there are two main logical operators. There are other logical operators, but there are two main logical operators that we are going to discuss in today's lesson. So for the first one is the AND condition, and the second one is the OR condition. So the AND condition is when we want to modify two things. If you remember in previous exercises, when we were having else conditions and when we wanted if and else if conditions, when we wanted to check, for example, to see if a number is within a range. For example, to see if a number is between 10 and 20, we had to define one if condition saying that if the number is larger than 10, and in the statement of this if condition, as a nested if, we were adding another if, saying that okay, the first if is passed, the second if is to see if the number is smaller than 20. So something like this. Let me write it down. Something like this. We were like int a equals 22, for example. And we were checking to see if a is greater than 10. Then we were checking again if a is lower than 20, and then we were saying correct number in the output, something like this. You see, so there is one if condition here and another if condition here. However, using the AND condition, we can write these examples easier. So let's dive in. Let's see how it works. So for example, here, I would uncomment these lines to see how it works. So basically, we ask the user to enter their age, and if their age is above 18, and then we enter these conditions of the if, and the statement consists of if and else itself, saying that okay, now it's above 18, but if it's below 65, you are eligible to work. But if it's above 18 and it's not below 65, it's probably something like 66 and above, it says you're not in the working age range. And if this age is not above 18 initially, it says that you're not in the working age range. So let's compile this and see how it works. So this is if statement that we learned already. So I would say like 50, 60, sorry, and it says you're eligible to work. However, there are some ways to write this code in an easier way using logical operators. So it makes it more efficient and concise. So as you see, everything is about efficiency in the code to help having a better code. So here we are reading the age from the user and storing it. Instead of having two conditions, like one if here and another nested if here, we are only having one if here, saying that if age equals greater 18 and at the same time it is lower equal 65, then you write in the output that you're eligible to work. And the second logical operator is this. So we say else if, then we say if age is below 18, or using these signs, age is above 65, you're not eligible to work. So what are the differences between and or? So this is and this is or. So, and if we are writing a condition statement using and, it must meet the condition before and the condition after and at the same time. So if both of these two conditions are passed, then we print these to the terminal. However, regarding the or condition here, or logical operator, if either of the conditions are met, we print this one. So this is the difference. Both conditions should be met here in the AND operator, but here either of these should be met. Let's try this program and see how it works. So, okay, let's say 18. It says you're not in the working range because so it checks here 80, sorry, 80 is not in this range, and then it checks here, okay, 80 is passing one of the conditions, then directly goes to this place. So let's try another one. So I would say like 10, it says you're not in the working range again, because when it sees that the 10 is lower than 18, it directly prints that you're not in the working condition. So using logical operator will help us to have a more efficient and concise and shorter lines of code. It's nice to think of how you can make your code more efficient, and not just to write a code that works, but an efficient code that works perfectly in a shorter amount of time, in a lower number of lines to write the code and implement it. In the next lectures, we are going to practice some logical operators.